This is V from a Canadian RV. What I'm doing in this video is a little more detailed video on how I do my oil change, and I'll walk you through it because it was quite a challenge for I'm noticing on some of the Facebook sites that people are saying, how do they get the oil up so high into the engine? It's very difficult to lift one of those big jugs. So let me just go through everything. What I've got is you're going to need this filter wrench to remove the filter. What I found down here in Florida is this new Fram filter, which is an FE2. So anything with 2, GX2, FX2, they're all basically the same filter, it's just better quality. So this one is the top end one that, and I picked that up at Walmart. So again, what I use is just Pennzoil, and I use full synthetic 530, and I usually get 2 jugs. Now the other thing I do is to get the oil way up into the filler cap is I use this little device right here, which I picked up from Harbor Freight, and what that does is I just put this end here into the top end of the jug and flip the switch on, and I move it up close, and I'll show you that in a little while. And then of course we've got a pan that I always use to remove the filter. It does drip a little bit. Now let me show you what I'm doing. All right, what I've talked about many times in some of my videos is I have got a little spigot or a little tap right there on the oil pan, and you can see that right in there where we pull in tight. And I've just actually flipped that. I've got a piece of a plastic hose, and you see it's going right into the bottle, and you can see the bottle filling slowly, and I'll just let it sit there for a good 30 minutes. I mean, there's no rush here, because what I can do is just, you know, get that draining and get all my other stuff ready. So this is the way I do an oil change, and it's very clean this way. There's no drips or anything. Now, the other thing I do is the filter is right up in there. I hope you can see it from the camera there. So I'll put in a pan right up in here and catch that filter, the oil and the filter, and let that just drop into the pan. So that'll be my next thing. But right now, again, just going back and checking the level on this, and you can see where all the oil is now running into the bottle. And I think it's pretty well stopped now, because it's not much is coming out. It looks pretty clear in the tube. But I'll just leave it there for another maybe 10 minutes, and we'll come back. Now I'm going to get ready and do all the other things I have to do. So now you can see where I've put in the output of the little pump. I've got it in the oil fill funnel, and then what I'll do is right in here I will put in the jug of oil, flip the switch up here, and we'll watch it fill in there. So that's really a neat way of filling the oil in this F53 chassis of a Class A RV. So that's what I do, and I'll show you more once I close up the bottom and get ready to put the oil in. So now what I've done is I've pulled the drain pipe out of the bottle, and you can see where the bottle is quite filled up there with around 6 quarts. And the next thing now is to remove the filter. You can see I put in the pan to take out the filter, and then I've got my filter wrench right here. So what I'll do is I'll start the filter moving, and then I'll use my hand to take it off the rest of the way, and we'll let it drop into that pan. So let me pull the camera back, and let me start doing that. So there it is. I've just now installed the new filter, and we're going to wipe up a bit of the oil that was dripping around there. And it's already on. One other thing I might want to bring to your attention, if you do your own oil changes, you see this O-ring right here? It belongs right on top of that filter. This is the old filter right now. And what happens is this part stays on to the actual ring where you screw the filter on. So it has happened that if you don't watch to make sure that that comes off, because when I took this filter off, this ring was still stuck on the other part, the mate. So you do want to make sure that you get this off, because if you were to put a ring on a filter, it'll spew oil everywhere. So always check to make sure that this is either on the filter, or you check up on the housing to make sure that you take that off, because the new filter has its own ring. So just a word of caution there, just check the filter and the ring, make sure it's on the old filter or that you've taken it off before you put the new filter on. And that's the way I put the oil in on that high level on the input of the oil drain. Well, we're inside right now. We're just going to start the engine and see what the oil level is. And we've got both the dipstick checked, and now we'll check it again. So now what we're going to do is start the engine and see what it sounds like. There we go, we got our oil indicator, just came up. And we'll go out right now and check the dipstick.